Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
And we're here today with the coolest guest ever. we're here with Toni from TL Yarn Crafts.
Welcome, Toni.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Good to see you, Matt. Good to see you, Rebecca. Thank you so much for sharing your platform with me.
Oh no, thank you. I mean, we were really excited when I reached out to you, and it was amazing. Yeah. It was like, woo! We had the big fan moment because we've been watching you for a while.
Thank you. I really appreciate the support, and I'm so glad to be a new subscriber of the channel. You guys have been keeping me company as I work on my projects. My pleasure. You guys are awesome and have built such a beautiful community. It's really, really cool to be sitting here with you.
Well, yeah, I think our community, we're pretty lucky. We've got a lot of really good people, and your community's humongous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, listen, it's been a long time coming, so I feel grateful to have amassed so many amazing people around this craft. It's been an amazing experience getting to build something that I think means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. And since we're watching on your 1 million, what are you gonna do around the?
So I decided I found this really gorgeous like gold metallic yarn. I'm going to do like a scallop border around it. So I'm going to do gold for the 1 million plaque, and then I'm going to get some silver for the 100,000 plaque since I have both.
Oh, right on. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it should be in the mail really soon. So hopefully I'll be able to share those.
And if you've been under the water or somewhere away from the crochet community, we want to wish her congratulations
on her 1 million.
1 million subscriber, and she has won a plaque from YouTube on her 1 million subscriber. Congratulations!
Thank you so much. Yeah, what's so funny is like we've been trying to hit this 1 million for a long time, but it wasn't until the plaque came in the mail that it really felt like, wow, like we did it.
I did it.
Yeah, and it's it seems like kind of a silly thing, but it's really just that physical representation of over a decade of hard work. So yeah, I was excited to get my plaque, and I've got it sitting right above my computer. I look at it every day to remind me, like, just keep striving, keep reaching.
Yeah. So how long has it been since you started YouTube?
Yeah, so I started YouTube. My first video went up in 2017. So yeah, it'll be a full decade next year. Yeah, I still remember that very first video. I was in my apartment in Columbus, Ohio, and it was like, shortly before I decided to like quit my job, and just there was a whole lot going on. It was a really, I don't know, kind of a wild time to decide like, yep, now I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So I remember that very first video, I recorded it on my phone in like my back guest room, and I remember I put it up, and I was just like so self-conscious. I was so like, oh, I don't know about this. But it got like a lot of great traction immediately. And I think a lot of it had to do with the topic. And I think also, I had to look around, and there weren't a lot of people in the YouTube space that were kind of doing what I was doing and looked like me, especially. That was a lot of the feedback too, was like, it's really cool to, see brown hands doing this work. Because I learned from, the previous YouTubers and in books and things. And it was something different. It was something a little fresh. And I think I kind of struck gold after that. I feel really blessed to be here.
And what I was told, like years ago, I was very into martial arts.
Oh, cool.
And I remember at the end of a test, and it was a big test.
Yeah.
But the master said, this is just the end of the beginning. This is the end of the beginning. So you need to go out and
yes, yeah.
And I would assume that's the same thing with the million plaque. You've made you've hit the first, like it's the end of the beginning. Now it's time to.
Definitely. You hit these milestones, and it's like you feel this great sense of accomplishment. But I remember distinctly feeling like, this is not the end of anything. Like you said, this is the beginning of like, what else can I do? Like, what else can I do with this channel? How can I keep inspiring people and coming up with fun ideas? And I remember like right after I got my plaque, I was like, okay, it kind of like put a battery in me. And I was like, now I've got this fresh inspiration and this excitement to just do even more with my channel and with my platform. It's really, really cool.
That's what I like about interviewing is that I feel that each person has a unique relationship with that community.
For sure.
And they have a particular style. They have a particular relationship, and if with that crocheting community.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now, that's why I love to discuss the interaction of the and the envelopment of the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We all have that behind the scenes issues of content and process.
For sure. You're absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how we become comrades, you know, in the craft.
For sure.
It's kind of the yarn thread that binds us all together.
Absolutely. It really does. I think there's a really beautiful perspective that you have, like being a content creator, that it's not just enjoying crochet. It's also, you know, kind of putting your own personality out there and sharing your experience as a way to like create kinship with other people, because you never really know who your content is going to reach. And I think that's kind of the beauty of it, is like, you know, it's out there for anyone, and it's really cool to see like what kind of people flock to it.
And the key is to celebrate that person's style, to celebrate that person's relationship, and uplift them.
Absolutely.
And watch how beautiful it is.
It is.
And then that's what makes the relationship blossom.
Absolutely.
Because I know we try and, like, during our lives and stuff, and I know you do the same thing, is try and spread the love around.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's something that's really unique and beautiful about being so passionate about a craft, right? It's like we have this similarity, we have this kinship, not only because we love crochet, but we're also trying to like lift up people we've never even met before, you know, just because you feel that closeness, you feel that kinship, because I've heard so many stories about, you know, how crochet has come into people's lives, and it's often because of like really challenging things. You know, it's been a frustrating moment, or a moment of grief, or a moment of trying to find some community and some connection. And, you know, if I can be that, and I'm sure if you guys can be that for somebody else, it really makes all the stress of content creation
of having to come up with the content.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One quick fire questions.
Okay.
No stress. Just answer one or the other.
Okay.
Crochet or knitting?
Oh, crochet all day.
Okay.
Do you knit?
Solid or variegated?
Ooh, probably variegated. If I could only choose one, I'm going variegated.
Electric winder or manual winder?
Oh, manual. It's like a meditation. I need that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Furls or clover?
Clovers. Sally, I love my furls. I do. They're beautiful, but I mean, clover is just so consistent. Like I can crochet like the wind with those. Yeah.
Well, that just blew me out of the water.
Sorry.
Create a sweater from the bottom or from the top?
Ooh, I'm gonna go from the top so I can try it on as I go. For sure. I love a good raglan.
Those small little questions kind of gave the audience a lot about you, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of me in a nutshell. Like I've been really intentional more recently about like, you know, my crochet practice, because surprisingly to a lot of people, I don't get a lot of time to crochet. I typically don't pick up my hooks till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, when I should probably be getting ready for bed, you know, so I have to be really intentional about that practice. So, you know, the fact that I choose to wind my yarn manually versus using an electric winder, it's not about convenience. It's about, connecting with that yarn and with this experience I'm about to have.
Absolutely.
It's all very much like that like tactile kind of like bond in a way that you're making with the yarn, because you're about to spend a whole lot of time with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really important to me, for sure. Yeah.
I've always had a hard time with yarn telling me what it wants to be. and like Matt likes bougie yarn, I like a lot of cottons and different yarns as well.
For sure.
And I take my time with my projects.
Absolutely.
And I do a lot of giving away of projects. So I don't keep a lot of my projects.
Yeah, like last year, there was 50 hats,
Wow.
50 or 60 hats, baby blankets,
I did a lot of
shawls,
blankets for the veterans.
and it all went to a veterans charity.
Oh, beautiful.
So in that, which we did, and it was a blessing to do. It was a blessing. What do you do for your community? Or what did you do for your community in the last 10 years?
Sure.
What brought you joy?
That brought me joy. Well, I mean, there's definitely been plenty of projects over the years. I've been able to do some really fun community projects with my membership, and then also just like general like crafty and charity crochet alongs to create things for our local communities, which has been fun. One of the pieces that I did was just like this big blanket. So I had an interest to try out some yarns that I found back when Joann was closing. I kind of went in there and blacked out a little bit and just started throwing things in the cart. And there was one yarn, there was this Karen ombre yarn. It was really beautiful. It was like this transition between these like light blues and like turquoise greens, all the way up to cream. Absolutely stunning yarn. But like, I don't tend to use a lot of acrylic or to keep it in my own personal projects. But I did find a cancer center that is always looking for blankets to keep for folks who come in for their chemo. And, I thought that was a great opportunity for me to get some experience with this yarn that I was really excited to use. It's absolutely beautiful, just like really relaxing, kind of like colors of the ocean. And then, the part that I really enjoyed was being able to like wrap it up. I put a little ribbon on it and put a note in it. And then I was able to take it to the cancer center to donate. And they kind of gave me a little bit of a tour and kind of told me about the patients that they see and what the blankets end up getting used for. And it was really beautiful to kind of get that peek to see like, we're not just taking your blanket and throwing it in a box. Like these are the people that it benefits. So
That's benefits.
I love that.
That's so cool.
I love for our hosts to talk about giving because it's important. Because I think a lot of times the members, they want to give, they want to do something, and when they see the host saying, "Well, we can do this.
yes,
We can give this. We can do this project," it motivates them to do something.
Yeah, because it gets them involved with with the community.
Like
It gives them more of a
within
sense
their
of
own
community.
It gives them a sense of community as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I love that.
I have a question.
Yes.
When the magic goes away, like as far as like when you get like if you
You lose
because
your
we all
mojo.
because we all
Crochet mojo.
yeah we all lose the crochet mojo thing. How do you get yours back?
Man, that's such an interesting question because it's like having my crochet mojo is like part of the job. So when it goes away, I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? It feels urgent to like get that feeling back. Cause I crochet for work, but I also do it for fun. Like it's still very much a hobby for me. I feel like one of the easiest ways for me to get my mojo back is to finish a project. Like I need a very quick win. I need to, feel a sense of accomplishment. I need just like something that I can finish even in just like a day and be like, okay, because often those kind of in between projects, as I'm working on them, then I can start to think like, oh, what else could I do with yarn like this? Or what else could I use this stitch with? Or, what else did I have in the pipeline? Like the ideas kind of start churning. So when I lose my Crojo, I kind of just have to get my hands into some yarn to kind of get that energy back. And that might not be the project that I wanted to work on, but it's just enough progress for me to feel like, okay, now I'm excited to work on this next thing. So for example, one of the projects, and sometimes it happens at an actual project, like makes me lose my Crojo. So I actually have it here. My
is that the mood blanket?
It is my mood blanket. My poor, you know what? And I feel so bad. I can't. It's not the project's fault. It's my fault. So just a little background on this project. I've been doing temperature blankets since 2019. Every single year I've done a temperature blanket. So I finally decided last year, okay, I want to switch it up and I'm going to do a mood blanket this time. And I'm going to have like all these different moods and I'm going to track it with a journal. I had a whole process. And then unfortunately,
we're going to put you bigger so you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. So in 2025, unfortunately, I lost my grandma. And it was, still early days as I was working on this project. So I kind of lost the motivation to work on it. And the colors were lovely and I kept up with the journaling. But every time I would sit down and work on this project, I would kind of get like this boulder in my stomach. Like I was just... it would just make my skin crawl a little bit, unfortunately. And that never has happened to me before when it comes to crochet. So I knew I had to kind of set this project down and I didn't really work on anything super productive for probably a good month. I think I spent pretty much the majority of March just kind of, I don't know, reading books and going for walks and journaling and everything but crochet. So eventually it came to be that I did want to work on this project again. And instead of trying to force myself to like look back at my journal and kind of pull those feelings, I just started adding color. So you can see even with this sample here, I've got a lot of the same colors kind of in a row because I rationalized to myself that over the course of those 2-3 months that I didn't work on this project, I felt all the feelings, right? I put like all 12 of the colors into this project because I'm like, I'm feeling all the highs and I'm feeling all the lows. But eventually I did get back into it and I'm grateful to say that I only have 2 months left to complete on this project.
Wow.
And then
There you go.
Actually use
nice.
it. I just needed to set it aside for a little while and just kind of feel all my feelings, work on some other things for a while, but it always comes back around.
I never think about what you're feeling when you're making the blanket.
For sure.
Because that is so true. Mm-hmm. What's going on when you're doing that project? Because it could be very stressful or very traumatic when you're working on that blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And, journaling is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I do write now. I do write my patterns, but journaling next to it might be a great idea.
Yeah,
when you're making that blanket.
Definitely, it definitely encourages you to like dig into your feelings because aside from that kind of traumatic event in March, there was a lot of beauty in 2025 as well. And as I look back at that blanket and some of the like brighter colors and the big patches of positive days, it all ends up kind of balancing out to, but I mean, that's what life is. Every day is not sunny, but every day is not rainy either. And you kind of take the good with the bad, and having that representation in a blanket, I know as the years go on and I use it and I kind of use it as this snapshot, of what my life was in 2025. And I'm able to look at certain colors and say, this was a really good day, and I'm blessed to have those days.
Because the colors in it are pretty.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very pretty color combination. Like the colors.
Thank you. Yeah.
Depending on the color, it could be not so good.
Yeah, and that's the thing with all of these blankets. Like even with my temperature blankets, we get really, really, really hot days, and I do not like a hot day. Really hot weather makes me a bit grumpy, because you're so uncomfortable. But even so, I'm still gonna put all of my favorite colors into this project. So whether it's a hot day or a cold day, I'm still happy with what the blanket looks like. Yeah,
and
so
that's why journaling is important, because it could take you back to what was happening at that time.
Absolutely.
And what your choices were during that time. But that's
You're absolutely right.
Very important.
Yeah.
It was really funny that the reason why I chose to watch you is that it was my mother who taught me how to crochet.
Wow.
And when I watched you, I think it was, you talked about your mother often.
I do.
And I had that bond, watching you. Can you tell me a little bit about your bond with your mom?
I could talk about this all day. I'll keep it brief. So, my mom is the one who taught me how to crochet. She's the first one who put a crochet hook in my hand, and I was a teenager. And I remember even before she taught me to crochet, my mom was always an incredibly crafty person. So she knit, she crocheted, she sewed, she used to make our clothes. She decorated our home. She was always very into interior design, and she taught me everything that I know about color and how to appreciate your personal love of color, right? Because like the colors that I love are very different than the ones that my mom is drawn to. But it was never this is good and this is bad. It was go out and experience and build a relationship with these things and craft and do things with your hands. It was always this very encouraging nature. So now as an adult, as I've gotten into crochet more and eventually turned it into my career, my mom was always just like my biggest cheerleader, and she never tried to like overly influence the way I crocheted or the things that I made or, any part of that process. It was always just very much, I love you, I'm proud of you, do it all, and I think that has really encouraged me to continue to get close to my mom because she allows me to be myself, and we've got our own personalities, but we complement, and like the balance between us is just so perfect. Like we travel a lot together. So she's kind of my number two when I go out and teach, and she and I are actually headed to Australia in a couple weeks.
Wow.
A bunch of teaching. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
And it's wonderful to be able to share this with her, make all these memories together, but also to have somebody I'm so close with that like we bounce off each other really well. Like when we teach, I'm the teacher, like I'm the technique, and I'm the one who's making sure you leave with what you expected, but then she's the comic relief, and she's also like the number two and the helper. So, we're kind of like like an Abbott and Costello or something like that, It's really like yin and yang thing and you get us together around some yarn, and oh my gosh, just the ideas flow and in the banter. It's just, she's my best friend. She really is. And it's
because I know watching like the replays with you and your mom.
We watch the replays.
we laugh. It's like, oh my god.
And
they're like some of the best episodes.
They're so fun.
What I notice is your face relaxes. You enjoy the when you're with your mom. You're not just doing the show. Yeah. You're actually enjoying the show.
Absolutely.
And you're in good company. You're in good company. So you are definitely enjoying yourself while you're doing the show.
Oh, for sure.
It shows, and it's coming across.
Yeah. It often feels like it's just us hanging out and there happens to be a camera in the room, right? Like it's, sometimes I have to remember like, oh, we have to keep talking and we have to engage with the camera because we'll just kind of like fall into our own rhythm. So you're absolutely right. It really is just us enjoying each other's company, because these are often the things that we do or the conversations that we have when there's nobody around anyway. And you know, she finally decided she was up for coming to the channel. And I think it's one of the best things that we've done together. It just allows us to bond even more. And the audience just eats it up. She's everybody's Mama Gwen now.
Yeah, because she's a pistol.
Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself that maybe some of us might not know?
Oh my gosh, what haven't I shared in the last decade? Wow. Oh my goodness.
Like some of your likes and dislikes.
Sure. Well, I mean, outside of crochet, I do have other hobbies, surprisingly.
Oh, there you go.
I do. I love to cycle. So now that it's really nice outside, my dad got really into cycling over the pandemic, and he and I started doing that together. So he just kind of gave both of our bikes a tune up. So we'll go on long rides, 20, 30 miles, just out in the parks, or, you know, my dad went on 100-mile ride, and that one I did not join him on, but he had like a GoPro on the whole time, and so I was able to like watch it, and I was like, oh, I should have went. So like cycling is a huge part of what I love. I also love to read. I am an avid reader.
Oh, that's on my question.
So is Rebecca.
I love to read. So like audiobooks are often my friend while I'm crocheting, and it helps keep me off my phone too, because I have a bad habit of, like, I think just with you know, with the business and everything, and just sometimes things get really loud, and it's easy to like kind of sink into your phone and kind of doom scroll for a little while. And I had a bad habit of that for a while. So crocheting, particularly with audiobooks, I always know when I'm in like a good book period, because I'm off my phone, which is what I prefer.
I love audiobooks. I love regular books. I eat books.
Yes, I love a book. What's your genre?
I like medical thrillers.
Ooh, yes.
Because I come from medicine. I like documentaries. You know, I like I like just suspense.
Yeah. Sure.
I like autobiographies.
Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to get more into autobiographies, but I always find it so interesting that we all engage in this super relaxing hobby, but then we listen to these like incredibly tense books. So I'm also a big fan of like thrillers and
murder mysteries.
Yes. And I'm sitting there with my little crochet, and then in my ears, like somebody's getting chased with a machete. Like it's the juxtaposition is wild. My husband is always cracking up, and I listen to my books quite fast, usually at like 1.5 or even 2 times speed. And he's like, how can you hear it? And I was like, you just got to focus. You just got to, like, it's part of the process. But yeah, I do love books. That's like my second love, very close to crochet, is definitely books.
That's like me with my, what I listen to is typically when I crochet and I put my earbuds in, it's all about like Metallica, Rammstein, like it's always something like that, and
like just heavy stimulation. I don't know. I'm sure some doctors probably investigated this. They can explain it to us, but yeah,
the reason why I'm fiber jazz, because I like jazz. I like jazz. I like smooth jazz. I like contemporary jazz. I like R&B. You know, that's what I like.
Oh, beautiful.
But I like music from the 60s, 70s. You know, what I grew up with.
So if you put on your AirPods to listen to music, what are you listening to?
So sorry, my dad just came to the door. Apologies. We're gonna let the dog.
That's all good.
You've been listening to Paco, and he was on my lap half of the time.
Are you done, sir? Are you gonna go say hi or no? You're chilling. Okay. So, let me know when to jump back in.
Oh no, go ahead.
Jump on here. That's okay.
So if I'm putting in my headphones to listen to music, I am typically going to a lot of the music that I grew up on. So there was a lot of like soul music, R&B. There was a fair amount of rap. One of my favorite artists of all time, I've gone to so many of his concerts, is this artist called Maxwell.
Yes,
I know who Maxwell
that
is.
was my brother's favorite.
Really? I am obsessed. There's just a smoothness to his music that just like, it recenters me. Like it relaxes me in a way that no other music does. And I can listen to, you can put on any song from any album and I'm like, okay, I'm good. like it really just kind of brings me back to a calm place when things get a little too overstimulating.
Okay.
And that's funny because when I grew up, it was all, you know, all the heavy metal, the 80s metal, all of that. So I do the same thing. When I put that on, it's like, it's calming. It's not like, it's like, okay, now there's some music on. Let me just do my thing.
Okay, so we're back. No, I started with before Anita Baker. It was Gladys Knight.
Oh yes, in the pits.
And then it was Anita Baker, and then Rochelle Farrell.
Oh my god!
And she is one of my favorite.
What an era of music!
And I've seen her like several times.
Like
what? I don't know if you've ever heard her, but
absolutely. My parents were huge music people. So my mom is born and raised in Brooklyn. So like yes, exactly. The music she was exposed to, and just you'd walk down the street and like every proprietor is playing different music. So like she exposed us to a lot of different music. And then my dad, both of my parents were in the military, but my dad, when he got deployed, made a lot of friends with folks from the West Coast. So he got very into like West Coast hip hop and the rap scene at the time in the 80s. Early 90s. So a lot of that music he brought back home. So I have this appreciation of what feels like this whole like just regional coastal type of music from the 80s and 90s that is just, I don't know, it evokes so many beautiful memories. So like
yes,
it's amazing. It's really cool. And I feel like I end up going back to that music from, you know, my childhood to like really bring those
kids are the same way. My kids are about your age.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
And they listen to my records.
Lovely. You know,
and I do say records.
Well, listen, I feel like we're kind of starting to circle back around to like trying to own our media again. Like this specific around like streaming makes us a bit disconnected from like music or even books and things. And so I just went to the Bruno Mars concert. We were chatting about it, and I actually bought a record from the merch shop because I'm like, I want to start owning my media again like we used to. My parents had these big talls like CD towers, and I was like, oh, I missed that. What happened to the CD towers? Bring them back, you know.
It's interesting how that happens.
I know we were going through our storage shed, and I had like 2 boxes full of albums, like album. Like it was just like, you know, people are paying big bucks for those, like some of those albums, and it's like,
very different.
Let me continue. Because we will stay here for 2 or 3 hours. If you had to give up one of your crafts, which would it be? Because perhaps, you know, your hands, something with your hands, or your arm, and you can only do one craft. Which would it be?
Well, this is a surprisingly easy one. I would give up knitting. So I knit like a very little bit. I knit a very small amount. I've been working on the same sweater for like 2 years. And if I had to give up a craft, it would probably be knitting. Cause like, I love the finished product, but the process is like, it's a bit painful for me. Like I haven't gotten to the point where I enjoy it. I don't have my technique down. I haven't found the tools that I love just yet. So if I had to give up one, it would probably be,
That that makes sense to me because that's where I started.
Yeah.
Started knitting.
I started knitting during COVID.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And Rebecca kind of challenged me. You know, you should. Yeah, I play guitar, and so she goes, you know, to keep your hands, you should try. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, what could go wrong with 2 sticks and a piece of yarn? I mean, I used to watch my grandmother do it, and she'd be like talking to everybody in the room and watching TV, and like, you know, and in a couple of days she'd have a sweater. It was just like, that was grandma.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, what could go wrong? And it took me about 8 hours before I kind of figured out like what was going on. And there was words that came out of my mouth that I don't think are in any dictionary.
Knitting will do that to you.
Yeah, so I've seen you knit with your mom.
Yes, I try my best. And, you know, I can get into a little groove with stockinette, but like, even in one of my recent videos, I was picking up stitches around an armhole. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate this so much. Like, I don't like it's just, I could make an entire crochet sweater in the time it took to try and figure out this armhole. And it's just, and I'm sure it's just, you know, I think about my early days with crocheting and I'm like, yeah, there's techniques and things that I had to look up, but that felt like it came quite naturally to me, and knitting just does not. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to finish this sweater, and who's to say when my next knit project will be. And I'm not holding my breath.
But you've made some nice sweaters.
Yeah,
you've come a long way in your sweaters.
Like the one you're wearing. The one you're wearing is really pretty too.
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah, this is my hexagranny cardigan. I love this thing. So this I can make on repeat. I've made 4 for myself at this point. I love this sweater so much. Yeah.
And it's a pretty color. Like, how did you go about picking the colors for it? Like,
you know what? I wish I could take more credit for the colors, but this is all like one colorway. So this, this is a Barocco yarn. The name of it escapes me. Oh, Sesame is what it's called. Barocco Sesame. So it has all these colors, this blue and purple and tan and orange and green is all in the same skein. So, you know, and that's why when you asked me earlier if I would go with variegated or solid, always variegated, because like, I don't even know if I would put all these colors together. You know, I'm glad the manufacturer did that for me.
It gives you ideas. Absolutely. I love Barocco.
Yeah, Rebecca is big on. That's one of her favorites
for a long time.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Are there specific stitches or projects you still want to work on or have not mastered?
Oh, so many. There's more that I still have to learn than what I know already, and I think that humility and knowing that I am nowhere near an expert is what really motivates me to keep learning. So one technique in particular that I really want to get like solidly under my belt is mosaic crochet. That one still kind of twists my brain up a little bit. So there's this one jumper. It's the mosaic jumper from Sandra Gutierrez of Nomad Stitches. Absolutely stunning piece. It's very colorful and it's got all these different blocks of mosaic patterning. And Sandra's a fantastic teacher, and I've bought the pattern, I've read through it, and I'm like, you know, she's clearly walking me through it step by step, but I am still so intimidated to start. Just because just because it's new, you know, I've never really tried it on that level before. So mosaic for sure, and a lot of crochet.
Mosaic.
Yes, mosaic is definitely, that's on my to-do list. One day when I get over being scared, I'm going to pull that pattern out and actually start.
Start watching Urban Yarn. He's good at mosaic.
Okay.
Oh, he just finished like this green and white and gray.
Yes.
This mosaic, like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, he's been doing mosaics and they're beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Another designer that I really admire is Martin Up North, if you're familiar.
Martin
Up North. So he does a lot of like really beautiful color work. And I think just color work as a genre of crochet is a thing that I want to get more into. It's a little intimidating. And honestly, like I found my comfort zone with like stripes and color blocking and things. So I kind of live there. Cause a lot of what I do with my stitching is just for fun. But I want to challenge myself a little bit more and to play around with color in some new ways. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are you at fixing your own mistakes? Can you tell us about frogging?
Oh,
Get excited when you're frogging. And fixing, for example, a slip stitch when you're knitting.
Oh my goodness. Me and my mistakes have become very well acquainted. I feel like you can't crochet as much as I'm sure you guys have, and not had.
Oh yes.
Just and it gets to the point where it's like I will often find a mistake in my crochet, and I'm trying to decide, like, is it bad enough to frog it back, or can I just ignore it? Like, can I just pretend it's not there? And for the most part, I'm definitely a person who's like, I'm just going to pretend it's not there. Like, if I don't see it, nobody sees it. So me and frogging only hang out when we have to. Like, if it is a big issue that's messed up my math, or maybe it's like thrown off the picture that I'm trying to create in the color work or something, I will definitely frog back. I find that I'm more apt to frog earlier in the project as well. Like, if I find a mistake early on, I'm like, okay, let's just rip the whole thing out and start over. But once I get towards the end, if I see a mistake, I'm like, oh, honey, we just live together now. Like, you're pretty hard. Like, we're just, get cozy. You're not going anywhere. But it's tough because it's like, I'm also a teacher, right? Like, I teach crochet. So I want to encourage people. Like, if you see the mistake, if it's going to bother you, go back and fix it. But I'm like, I will also tell people, practically speaking, as a crocheter, here's what I do. And I will leave it in there. So I'm like, however the spirit moves you, go back and fix the mistake. But I would say 9 times out of 10, I'm leaving it.
If it's for yourself, if it's something you're going to do, if it's for somebody it's your own relative or a friend, and they're not going to look at that, if it's something,
And you can say it's handmade.
Of course. If you're a perfectionist, you're not going to let it go,
Right. Right. And I am far, far from a perfectionist, believe me.
I frogged so many things, but
the blanket,
I keep these
I was going to say
purpose.
the blanket behind her.
Mm-hmm.
She frogged that so many times.
Really?
I keep it here on purpose because it's my biggest mistake too. Because I kept going and going and going because I did the pattern. Mm-hmm. And then it got crooked. You see it?
Oh my goodness! What happened?
It got crooked.
I would have known.
But I kept it for that reason, because it was like this was one of my first, like blankets like these. But it was so beautiful looking.
Really stunning. I was admiring it behind you. It's so.
And I said, no, I'm keeping it because this is a good lesson.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like
on frogging.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful picture.
Yes, for sure. It's
nobody can tell me it's not beautiful because it looks like a beautiful sarape.
Well, to me, it is perfect. It is
right.
Well, that's the same thing I told her.
This is when I first started doing the
blankets.
That blanket, and I said, and now I make sure I use the pins.
Those stitch markers, they come in handy.
I'm doing a 49er.
Yes. Yeah. I watched the last live stream where you were working on that. You made some good progress.
Yeah. I've done 3 49er blankets.
So far.
Cool.
So far. And I've done they're all different. Mm-hmm. And a Miami Dolphin blanket.
Oh, cool.
The A's.
And 2 A's blankets, because I have nephews that play semi-pro ball. You know,
cool.
So they travel all over playing ball, and when they heard I was making blankets, where's mine?
Right, that's the first thing you hear. Like it's on the way. It's on the way.
So yeah. And so now the subscribers want to know what I'm doing to make the blankets. So now I'm having to write them.
Yes. Yeah. That's definitely a byproduct of finally sharing your work is, folks will want to mimic.
You have something to show us. Your Hexie Granny?
That's the one she's wearing.
So that's the one that I'm wearing here.
Let's stand up so we can see. Put it.
So here's my Hexagranny cardigan. So I let me see. Oh, my buttons are a little bit crooked. So I actually I think it was like 2024 when I started seeing a lot of these, and I was like, oh, I want to make one of these really, really bad. But then I kept looking at the photos, and I was like, there were like little things about these sweaters that I was like, oh, I wish we could like, change how the armhole is shaped, or how would I personalize mine, or how would I make this with a different type of yarn? So I did a lot of like trial and error and kind of came up with less of a pattern, more of like a formula for how to create a sweater like this that fits how you want it to fit, that has all the adornments and the, modifications that you want, and really like helps people explore their creativity, because there's still this big like hesitancy, I think, to make crochet garments. Folks are worried about like, how's it going to fit on my body, or how am I going to feel about those colors, or am I going to get bored with this project after like a month or so. So I wanted to make something that was just really, really fun and really wearable and like easy to customize, because you really want to make pieces that you'll keep coming back to, stuff that you'll put in your closet and be like, oh, I can't wait to wear that again. So yeah, this is my Hexagranny cardigan. This is one of 4 that I've made for myself. Each one is a little bit different, but all of them are just kind of a representation of me at the time. The most recent one that I made was actually for Christmas time. I did kind of like a Grinch / like poison ivy kind of inspired cardigan that was like red and green and gray. And it had like granny squares up the back. So like there's a million different ways to customize this thing. But yeah, I'm a hexagon cardigan convert. It's my favorite thing.
And I like the hoodie.
Yes. Hood. And I made too. I wanted like a big, like kind of comedic, like cartoony hood. But yeah, this
like the length too, because you can wear with dresses or with your jeans.
Yes. Cute. It's really easy to customize. So the next one that I want to make, though, I want to make like a super long one that goes like all the way to the floor. I want to make like a wizard cape,
you know. To make one too.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna.
That's what mine was. Is to make. That's on the bucket list. Is to make like one like knee length.
Oh,
like almost like a trench coat kind of.
Yeah.
Like thing, but with the hoodie and the more of a poofy sleeve to it. Yeah. And and when you said, I know we were watching you the other day, I'm not doing any menswear. And I'm like,
you know, and it's because I don't have that experience, right? Like there are definitely things that need to be changed about a garment to make it fit a man's body. And I don't have the personal experience to be able to design that. But amazingly though, there are some really, really cool menswear patterns out there and some designers that are branching out into menswear. So you've definitely got options. You got options.
Because I know there was one that had made one, a creator, Chris Allen.
Chris Allen.
And he made one, and it was like, that's it.
And they're nice. A shout out to Chris Allen. Yes.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I bet it's fantastic.
It is. It's like really colorful, and it's really cool.
Very nice. I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget. Chris Allen.
Yeah, and he has his son.
His son comes on.
He doesn't show him, but they talk.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I will definitely take a look.
He's definitely his son is contributing to the show.
So on the yarn side of things,
Yeah,
we know you have your own lines of yarn,
I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and but outside of your own
Mhm.
lines of yarn, what yarn do you like? What's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, man. My
That's a
favorite.
conversation.
You know what? That's a incredibly tricky question because I feel like all of us would say it depends. But if I had to say
Yes, it
a
does.
particular yarn that I keep coming back to, one yarn that I truly love is Cascade 220. So you were saying earlier that you were like a really big fan of Barocco. I feel like my kind of like go-to brand is often Cascade because I feel like they take a lot of risks with the types of yarns that they make, and they come out with all of this fun and creative stuff.
Yes.
But I always go back to their 220 line because it's just like a great workhorse yarn. It comes in so many absolutely gorgeous colors, and they all work really, really well together. So I would say that's my favorite. Like that's the one that I reach for all the time. But looking in my closet, I feel like I have this huge range of yarns because I have this. I don't know. I have this inclination to just like try new stuff all the time. And it's like, and I go to like yarn stores or festivals and I'm like, I'm just looking for something different, a different texture or a different kind of color, or I don't know, like a different type of fiber blend that I haven't tried before. So I actually pulled a few skeins out of my stash that are like what I like to call yarnicorns. So these are yarnicorns. So these are things that like are almost too precious to use. Like something about them it's just like I can't bring myself to use it. So the first one I'll share is this yarn right here. So this yarn is from a brand called Charming You. So the way that this yarn came about is I was going to be a guest at the DFW Fiber Fest. So that's down in Texas, and I went to that event last year. My mom and I did, and we were teaching a bunch of classes. And one of the things that we did before I came down is they asked me to send a color palette of some of my favorite colors, and they were going to have some dyers at the event make some specific colorways based off the colors that I sent. So I sent a combination of blues, purples, browns, and yellows. It's definitely like far out of the color palette I typically go with, but just at the time, it was just a collection of colors that was really jumping out to me. So these are two of the skeins that Charming You came up with. Let me see, did she give them a colorway name? I don't think so, but these were exclusive to her booth at DFW Fiber Fest. So I got some play, which I haven't used just yet, but I love the texture of this. It's just so beautiful. And then I got her DK base as well. So ideally, I would love to use these together because they're both DK weight. And then I want to get like some really nice variation with the texture. So there's that. And then kind of one of my more recent yarnicorns, this one actually just came in the mail like a week ago. And I originally bought this to make another one. One of my patterns that recently came out is called the Luther Top, which is like it's this cotton base, like nice mesh. It's got this cute little Peter Pan collars, buttons. It's a nice little polo shirt. So I bought this to make another Luther top, and I was originally supposed to make it for Memorial Day, but then the yarn came in and I was like, oh no, I can't. I need to hold this for something else. Like I could not bring myself to cake it up because it's just so pretty. It's kind of got like that, that nice kind of patriotic red, white, and blue that I tend to like really like, but it also has this kind of bit of tan that's going through it that makes it a little bit more like universally wearable, I think. And it's even more gorgeous in person than when I first saw it online. So I was like, okay, we can't use this just yet. We got to hold on to it. And then the last one, and probably one skein that I honestly will never, ever use, is this one right here. So it doesn't look like much, but you can see it's got my name on it because I actually dyed this yarn at a retreat that I went to.
That's very cool.
Yeah, there used to be this event called the Makers Retreat. My friend Sierra down in Ohio put these on. And we went all the way out to the mountains in Tennessee in this absolutely stunning cabin. I went with my best friend and I was one of the presenters, but I also got to enjoy the retreat as well and make these beautiful memories with my bestie and a bunch of other crocheters and makers. And we dyed this yarn together, and everybody got to like pick different colors, and everybody's looks a little bit different. So it's less a skein of yarn and more like a souvenir and a memory, a reminder of like that really amazing opportunity. And I don't know. I don't think I'll ever use it. It'll always just kind of just keep me company forever. It was a beautiful experience. And
kind of a burnt orange, isn't it?
It's like, it turned out so pretty. I was so proud of myself, but I was like, I really can't take a whole lot of the credit. We had an amazing teacher. Like, everybody's skeins came out stunning. It's just this really lovely, like kind of orangish brown. It turned out really pretty.
It's nice. There's a lady on Facebook that uses a lot of orange that she knits, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
She uses a lot of orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she knits amazingly and makes a lot of orange outfits. So it's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they give me a hard time because they say I like the bougie yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but
I'm in the same boat.
When I started knitting,
mm-hmm.
right, you're watching these knitting channels and they're all using like, Queensland and Juniper Moon Farm
Moon is my favorite.
and Malabrigo and hand dyed this, hand dyed that. So when I learned to knit,
mm-hmm.
it was like, that's what you knit with.
Right. That's
Yeah. And so, but we finally went into a local yarn store.
Awesome.
And I know Rebecca got some Noro.
Beautiful. Oh, you and my mom would get along really well. She loves Noro. Loves it.
No,
I was like,
It's not for me.
at the time,
because
it was too
It's like toothy. It's got like a rough.
very toothy.
Yes. Yep.
And pretty beautiful colors, but it was just like it's
very
right.
Kind of.
Very
Yeah.
creative.
And so at that time, I bought my first couple of hanks of Malabrigo.
Beautiful.
And after that, it was like, okay, this is the one.
Like, this is the baseline. Everything after this just has to get better.
You got it.
It was like, now I understand. Okay.
For me, there's so many yarns.
But she's right. There's so many, and I tend to like the strange fiber stuff.
Ooh.
Like I've got some yak yarn, which is really pretty.
Absolutely.
I've got some let's see, of course, alpaca.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get some Scottish, like the Highland cows.
Oh,
they actually make like yarn from the Highland cows.
Yes.
And I like stuff like that because when you make something, you go, here, this is yak.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like, what?
It's like, what? They make yarn out of yaks? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I know you and your mom have taken several travel trips.
We have, yes.
And which was your favorite so far?
Oh, wow. I mean, we've had so many amazing experiences together. DFW was definitely high on the list. I was actually born in Texas, but I've never been back since I was a baby. So it was really cool to just kind of be there and experience Texas. But I think the one that comes to mind closest for me is when we went to Flock Fiber Festival out in Seattle. I'd never been before. Mom had never been before. So being able to experience a city like that for the first time together for a yarn festival was just mind blowing. Like, not only was the festival amazing, but we had some of the best food, like seafood, like we'd never had before. And again, my mom's from New York. Like, we were very used to like really good seafood out east. But I had a whole, like, oh gosh, what was it? I don't even remember what it was. It was a fish I'd never heard of before. But the friend that we were with, she was like, oh, you like fish? You got to try this. I'd never had a whole fish on a plate before. Tore it apart. It was so good. And so like the food was great. we went on like a sunset cruise on the water was beautiful. All of the just being able to walk around in the whole city was amazing. Like just experience after experience. I was like, oh my gosh, do I want to move to Seattle? Like, is that what I'm feeling right now? Do I need to live there? I told myself, I was like, I want to go visit at least one more time before I pack up my husband and the dog and we move out west. It was a fantastic trip. And
did you go to Pike Place Market?
You know what? Funny enough, Matt, that was the only part of the experience I did not enjoy. We went on a Saturday and it was just too crowded.
Oh, too crowded.
It was way too crowded. And it was just, I got a bit overwhelmed with like the amount of people in the line.
Yeah, because it's a big tourist. It's a big tourist.
Yeah. And we were going to try and go back on Sunday. We were told it wasn't quite as busy on Sunday, but I was like, you know what? I'd rather just go do other things. I was like, because all I really wanted to do is I wanted to go into that original Starbucks and go get myself a cup. You know, that was my souvenir. And the line was just out of this world. And I was like, oh, no way. Forget it. I'll get a cup from the airport. Like, I don't know.
There's Ivers too.
Yeah.
It's called Ivers. It's a little restaurant all the way at the end of High Place Market. And it's been there like for ages.
See,
and
I'll have to go back with you guys or something because it was just me and my mom who went.
Well,
I used to live up there.
He used to live in Washington.
So
we'll have to go again. You'll have to
when
join.
He was younger in his high school days.
And then they have the fishmongers, and they're throwing the fish.
We did see that. Yeah. That was
well, what they do is did you see them get the people?
No.
Because what they'll do is you'll see them throwing the fish around. And then, you're so intent on watching them throwing the fish around. One guy will turn around and throw a stuffed animal into the crowd. And you see everybody just like, trying to get away from it. It's just like a little stuffed fish.
That's cute. No, I didn't catch that part, but we saw a few flying fish. We did.
Yeah.
Okay. So last question, and then we'll do a quick answer and question.
Okay.
What do you want your audience to take away from this interview today? What would you like them to know about you?
Wow. I think I'd like them to know that I still really enjoy crocheting, like on a personal level. Like this is not just a job for me. There's definitely moments and probably whole days when it feels like a job. But once I get to put my hands in some yarn for fun, I feel like I have that same experience like I did well before TL Yarn Crafts ever came to be. And, I definitely see myself as like a teacher and a community builder in this space, but I always want my audience to know that I'm in this with them. I'm very much a part of the community as much as I try to lead the community. So, there's still a lot of things that I don't know. And there's stuff that I get like just viscerally excited about and all of that passion and all of that joy that they experience. I do too. Like that has not rubbed off. And even though there's days and sometimes weeks when I lose my crojo, like crochet it lives in my heart as something far beyond, just how I pay my bills. So I hope that comes across.
Yeah, because that was one of the questions I was gonna have to be. It's like, you have to keep going, like, because it's not only is it content, but you have all this other stuff, you're teaching and stuff with Hobbii and like all of that, and so it's got to be a constant.
Oh yeah,
like
my brain is always running, but when the to-do list is done for the day, right, and I step away from the computer and I grab whether it be my year-long blanket or a personal sweater that I'm working with or like something I'm making for my dog, like that's the real joy. That's the love that kind of keeps all of the good ideas around the content flowing. It's the fact that I love and appreciate crochet and I'm still discovering things about it that makes it so I can always be looking forward to the next video or the next reel or the next teaching opportunity. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Pick an answer.
Okay.
Music,
Hmm.
jazz or rock?
Ooh, don't be mad at me, Matt. It's gonna be jazz. It's my parents.
That's okay.
When it comes to food like fish,
Hmm.
meat, are you going to fish for it or are you just going to go to the restaurant?
I'm going to the restaurant. Yeah. I've never caught a fish.
What is your favorite book right now?
Ooh, one book that I recommend to everybody is called All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. It's a really good like thriller mystery. It follows this small town cop and just a lot of history and racism and ghosts and just all these unsolved issues in this town. And honestly, the cop in this book, like that is my book husband. I love that man. So yes, that's my favorite.
What is the name of it again?
It's called All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby.
Okay.
Did you write that down?
Oh, no, we'll replay it. Okay. Do you like thriller or love story the best?
Oh, thrillers all day. I don't need no romance.
What is your favorite dessert?
Oh, it's a toss up between tiramisu and creme brulee. I love a creamy. I love them. I love them. So good. Yeah.
I like what is it?
Those are my two.
Are they?
Plus I throw in flan.
You know what? I don't think I've had a good flan before. I want to keep trying it.
You want to keep trying. I like what is the pie that I like to get? Cream pie.
The cream pie.
Yeah.
The custard pie.
Custard pie.
Oh, yum.
Or a sweet potato pie.
Depending on what part of the country.
My favorite pie.
A pecan pie.
Or a pecan pie.
I love the flavor of pecan pie. I cannot eat a whole slice. Like I struggle.
No, you
it's
gotta
too
just
sweet.
eat a little bit.
Like a little square of it, and I'm good.
Just
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit will do ya.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one more thing.
Okay.
Maybe two.
With technology changing
Uh-huh.
and AI,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see yourself doing in 2007?
2027.
27. You know,
27.
I feel like there's still enough creativity to go around to not have to bring AI into creative spaces. You know, I'm not oblivious. I feel like AI was always kind of an inevitability, and I think it does have some uses. You know, unfortunately, I feel like the implementation of it is not ideal. But you know, it has its place, but I don't think it has its place in creative spaces. There are plenty of artists. There's plenty of opportunities for us to make and share with each other that we don't need to start letting robots do it for us. You know, I would love to keep my job in person. I don't think a computer can do what I can do. And I think, you know, what I do, what you guys do, what others on social media platforms and yarn dyers and local yarn store owners, like there's always going to be a place for us. And I think this community is pretty solidly agrees that, you know, this space doesn't need AI. And I think we can keep it like that for as long as possible.
Keep the humanity in crochet and
Well, and I think for me that crosses over into music too.
For sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, AI is wretched. Like it's terrible. It's so bad. So yeah, I think that's a no-brainer for sure. It's so,
you know, there's a difference between, you know, BB King playing versus AI playing. Like
absolutely. All the soul.
You know, there's feeling there.
Absolutely.
With that, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
I'm not done yet.
We want to thank you for answering the text message,
of course,
and the phone,
no, the email,
and the email.
Yeah,
we appreciate you more than you know.
Oh,
Keep doing what you're doing, and say hello to your mom and your husband, and tell them thank you for letting us borrow you for this hour and a half.
Oh, it has been an absolute pleasure. And from the moment I got your email, I knew this was going to be a moment to remember. Thank you so much for sharing your platform with me and for doing what you do in the crochet space. You're lifting up so many people that you might not even know about. So you guys keep it up as well. You're creating a really beautiful space here.
Thank you. And if you're ever in California, I know there's a fiber festival. It's already passed.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. There's one. I think it's in the Bay Area.
Okay.
But it's like the biggest one one of the biggest ones in California.
Okay. Well, if I'm ever out there, I will definitely hit you up and maybe you can show me around a little
bit. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That'd be fast.
Thank you so much.
One quick question.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about the hooks.
Oh, yes. You're a furls guy.
Well, the two that I like my two go-tos.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the dots and the furls. Solid hooks. Fantastic.
And it's only because they're big enough for my hands.
Yes.
Like,
mm-hmm.
And the furls to me is more like holding on to like a wrench or a tool or something.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I can see that.
Kind of thing.
Definitely.
So I know you have your line of
I do.
Of hooks.
I have my hooks here. So I have traditional crochet hooks and Tunisian crochet hooks. I had the pleasure of partnering with Hobbii to create these. Definitely felt like a milestone moment in my career, which is just so cool. So yeah, I would definitely say, like, I have a similar issue where I have really big hands, so I need a nice long hook. I need a good thumb rest, and yeah, we definitely solved those problems with these hooks. I'm really, really proud of them.
Yeah, because I was looking at them and I was like, are those short? Or are those long? Because it's hard to tell when you're looking at them unless they're in person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't work with the clovers; they're too small.
They're too small. Well, here, let me try and give you a little
because I
Mm-hmm. You got to grip them. So this is an 8mm hook. Let me see. I think these are close to 7 or so inches. Let me see. We're at about 6.5 inches.
So about as long as like a furls.
Yep, just about the length of a furls. Yep, but with a nicer thumb rest. No, I adore a furls. I love the body style of those. They have a very unique type of hook, but I definitely need a very specific type of hook to be able to crochet as much as I'd like to. I want to be able to sit down for hours and crochet, and these hooks definitely do it for me.
Yeah, because like mine, I have arthritis in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get tired with the furls, then that's when I switch to the dots, and then the dots are soft enough where it takes off some strain.
I love those. Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to get some of these in your hands. I'll talk to my friends and see if we can get this in your way.
He'll be in the middle of the night. Thank you so much.
So hang on for a second. With that, thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for answering my email. And thank you for coming on our channel. It's been a blessing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
So with that,
bye everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye everyone.